Okay guys, I've had a lot of you guys email me and asking me questions about getting some further help with some of the assignments, so I figured I'd go ahead and be the cool teacher and make some videos. So the first one's going to be over substitution, which was the last thing that we talked about in class, so this should still be somewhat fresh in our brain. But if not, this video I'm hoping should help us be able to complete those assignments that I have. Just a couple of questions that were on Google Classroom. So the first one I want to look at is probably the simplest one that we can do. With substitution, remember, with our two different equations, we have to look for the one that is already solved for either x or solved for y. So if you look at this top one, this one right here already has y by itself. This one, neither x or y is completely alone, but this one it is. This says y equals 6. The thing that it's set equal to, we're going to circle because that is what tells us what we're going to substitute. If y equals 6, then that means I can plug in 6 in for y into this other equation, and then that's what my substitution is. I can plug it in and then we can start simplifying it so we can solve the problem. So if I plug 6 in here, I'm going to keep the 2, and then in parentheses, that's where I plug in my 6. So instead of a y, now I have a 6. It has been substituted. Everything else is just going to fall back down. Once you have plugged in, this is the hardest part, everything else is just basic solving equations, which we should be okay on. So 2 times 6 is going to be 12. We'll bring down our plus x equals 18. And then it's just a matter of subtracting 12 from both sides. And we're going to get the x equals 6. So now that I know that x is 6, and the problem up here already told us that y is 6, so our ordered pair, if I write x before y, if I write it like this, then our answer is going to be 6, 6, and that's your answer for that one. So this is just plugging in a regular number in for a variable, but still make sure that you're using parentheses when you substitute. Okay. Another example that we can do, we'll have y equals 3x, and then 3x plus 2y equals 27. So kind of the next level up that we looked at were problems where we were plugging in a variable attached to the number. So a coefficient and a variable together instead of just a regular number like up here. But again, this is the one that's already solved for y. I know that y is 3x, which means I'm going to circle the 3x. It equals y. So I'm going to draw my arrow to the y in the other equation. I'm going to take out that y and I'm going to put a 3x in instead. Now whenever we start introducing variables, that's where we're going to have to start using parentheses. Still do it up here to get yourself in the habit, but now it's really important. So whenever I replace this y, I'm going to plug in 3x in with parentheses. So this is the only piece right here that's different. Everything else stayed the same. Now we're going to simplify. So you're technically distributing the 2. So we'll have 3x plus 6x equals 27. Together, these make 9x's when I combine. And then if we divide both sides by 9, we're going to get x equals 3. Now on this one, this is where we had to start plugging our variable back in. Now that we know that x is 3, I can plug that back in up top. That thing that we circled in the beginning, that tells me y is going to equal 3 times x. Well, x is 3, so y is going to be 3 times 3. That means y is 9. So our ordered pair will be 3, 9. X before y. Okay. The last one I want to do is going to be where you have to plug in one where you'll have to distribute. So we'll have y equals x plus 3, and then 5x plus 3y equals 41. Again, top one is the one that's solved, y is by itself. I'm still going to circle everything that it's set equal to, not just the x, but the x plus 3. This equals y, so I'm going to plug it in for y into the other problem. When I do that, it's going to look like this. 5x plus 3, okay, there's my y, plugging in with parentheses that entire x plus 3 equals 41. Just because you're plugging in more stuff does not mean that the process changes. It's still the same. It looks a little yuckier, but the process still remains the same. So once you've plugged in, 5x plus 3 is still there. Equals 41 is still there. The only thing that's different is y is now x plus 3. Now we can go ahead and distribute. So we'll have 5x plus 3x plus 9 equals 41. Don't mind the sound of my dog slurping his water in the background. 5x plus 3x is going to be 8x plus 9 equals 41. And then now we can subtract 9. 8x equals 32 when we subtract. And then divide by 8. We're going to get x equals 4. Again, now I can plug that back in up top. Y is going to be x plus 3. Well, x is 4, so y is 4 plus 3, so that means y is going to be 7. So our ordered pair is 4, 7. Alright, I hope that helps. I'm going to make more videos for every topic that we do. Alright, see you guys later.